I'm very excited for this match of StarCraft 2. Not only have I heard that the games are a lot of fun, which I guess is rather important, but also because this particular best of 3 series was played a couple of days ago during the StarCraft 2 GSL Code S. Now, the GSL Code S, in case you're unfamiliar, it's considered to be the most prestigious tournament over in South Korea for really like the last 13 years or so, as we're starting off with a proxy pylon right here on Babylon. Okay, anyways, historically, the GSL, they've never given up their replays, so it's always been very difficult. Honestly, I've never casted a single GSL match myself before. It's always been very difficult to get your hands on these games, but recently, for the 2023 season, they decided to change it up, albeit behind a paywall, but I'm more than happy to contribute. So this is going to be the very first series of the GSL Code S that I'll ever be able to cast, and apparently, we're starting off with a proxy gateway cheese. Spotting right here in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, playing with the blue Protoss probes, we have the man who's considered to be the strongest Protoss player in the world, and his name is herO. His opponent in the opposite corner in this best of 3 series, playing right here with the red Zerg drones, likewise also from Korea, we have Solar. Ooh, okay, I thought for a second on the minimap that was a third gateway, but it's double proxy gate into a forge. Interesting. So herO is going for a cannon rush against Solar. This is a bit of a spicy one. Cannon rushes in general, very uncommon at this level of play. And I think Solar is going to be a little bit surprised as well to see this, pulling 2 workers to the low ground so far. It's gonna be a photon cannon. There you go. It's gonna be 1 photon cannon because he really can't produce that many if he also wants to be pumping out these zealots 2 at a time. The problem right here for Solar is that I actually think he needs to give up on the low ground. At this point, he doesn't know about this cheese. He's gonna see the 2 zealots right here. Yeah, he sees them right now. I think he should just give up on this altogether because there's no way that drones and a couple of slow Zerglings are gonna be able to hold on against both photon cannons and then a bunch of zealots. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think this is the right call. Photon cannon at this point, however, is done. And now it becomes a little bit of an awkward game. Upon seeing the zealots, Solar immediately plotted down a roach warren. He also snuck out a drone. Okay, so that drone I guess is kind of nice. A couple of Zerglings here popping out of one of those cocoons as well, I would imagine. Fair enough. That pylon is really cleverly positioned though, because I don't think the Zerglings can go in. So instead they're gonna be going across the map. Okay, natural at this point is done. The problem is normally this is where a photon cannon rush has ended, right? When the natural falls, but now Solar is going to be forced to make roaches defensively right over here. Okay, Cybercore coming up as well on the top of the ramp here. Just probes alone are actually going to have a pretty hard time right here, even if it's just 2 Zerglings. When controlled at this level of play, I do believe, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So we have a recall right here on the low HP Zealot. Why pick that Zealot out of all of the Zealots? I guess it's gonna be enough, but does seem, okay, does seem a little bit spicy. Anyways, Roaches over here together with the Queen, trying their very best to get rid of that photon cannon. Yeah, no, the low HP Zealot is gonna be enough. herO apparently needing every little bit of hit points that he can find over here. Eventually, that will fall. And since there's not really a whole lot of ranged on those zealots, I think they're gonna have to run. Okay. Stargate on the back it is. Looks like that drone over here did get sniped just now. Fair enough. That was hiding over at the 3rd base. Couple of adepts already available. How many links do we have? 10. I think 10 is actually the perfect amount right here for Solar. Yeah, if you only have roaches here, you would actually fall behind. So slow links are actually quite good. The problem is that those adepts need to be chased. You need to be able to surround them. So making sure that you have links available here is super important. Link speed about halfway done. Oracle right now already coming up though. So all of the timings that you normally are familiar with at this level of play, they're completely thrown out of the window. Solar really wants to shut this down. The Zealots are apparently coming back around. Fair enough. Couple of adepts right here coming in from the left as well. I think you need to back off, Solar. Yeah, you're not going to be able to keep these units alive. Okay, you really wanted to shut down the pylon. Obviously, he doesn't have perfect vision, so it's a little difficult to judge. Where's the Oracle? Okay, here's the Oracle, flying straight across the map. Is it gonna go for the mineral line? Oh, looks like both of those roaches indeed did end up going down. At this point, there's 1 Queen available, so this Oracle can deal a lot of damage, but yeah, it's gonna be joining in the battle instead. herO giving his opponent the benefit of the doubt, making the assumption that there would be enough defenses inside of the main base. Oh, there is another Queen, but it's in the natural, fair enough. So this This Oracle could have done a lot of damage, I think, but I mean, it's already got 8 Zergling kills, which is nothing to scoff at. Twilight Council right now on the back of this. Full wall off here on top of the ramp. One of the wall off structures, however, is a pylon. That's always a little bit shaky. Either way, Twilight Council on the back of this is a little bit funny to me. Because, I don't know, is it gonna be... Blink? No, doesn't make sense. Charge? Glaives? Well, it has to be one of the 3. He could go into Dark Templar as well, but that makes even less sense. Because he's already forcing out Spore Crawlers, of course. Okay, it's gonna be Glaives. I'm not a huge fan right here of the Glaives follow-up, mostly because Zerg right now has been forced on 2 bases. And Zerg will feel a whole lot more comfortable defending against... Well, I mean, there's a 3rd hatchery coming up, I get that, but... Zerg will feel a whole lot more comfortable defending this sort of opener on 2 base rather than on 3. The question is, though, does Solar realize it right now? Because he must be thinking as well, okay, this is a weird situation to be in. Oracles followed up with Glaive the Depths is also a little bit funky. Yeah. So, I mean, the Oracles have done a bunch of Zergling kills, I guess, but they're not really killing that many workers just yet. And the Queens, since they only really have to dedicate themselves to 2 mineral lines, they're going to be able to chase them around for now. The fact that all of these structures over here are now also being destroyed makes this makes the Twilight Council follow up a little bit weaker too. Okay, a couple drones over here do get roasted eventually, fair enough. I think maybe herO was intending on repowering those gates. Maybe that's also why he dedicated that very first Oracle to, killing the Zerglings, right? But Solar apparently decided to hold down the link button for a little while longer. Okay, catching these 3 would be massive. Yeah, he does get them. That's absolutely huge. That's actually tremendous. That is gonna shut down his push, honestly. Okay, well, he gets 2 of them. Alright, well, a lot of Zerglings ended up falling too. Maybe it's not as amazing as I thought it was gonna be. Those Oracles, quick to react. Getting those before the Glaives upgrade finishes up, though, is really significant, because this is supposed to be a 6 Adept push or so, right? It's just 3 for the time being here. I really don't think that's that great. Honestly, like, we have 3 Adepts, but we do have Resonating Glaives. So that's a 40% attack speed improvement or so, 45%-ish, for these Adepts, but there's so few of them. Solar's gonna be able to pick up on the fact that they do fire faster at this point, so he now realizes, okay, that's what the Twilight Council was for. But I don't think that Twilight Council was entirely justified. Where's the Oracles? The Oracles are not with this. Okay, they were busy protecting the 3rd base. Stellar defense so far right here from Solar. Honestly, very impressive. But I do think herO could have squeezed a little bit more juice out of this early game. Okay. Those Oracles should have been here when the Adepts sacrificed themselves, is what I'm getting at. Okay, well, they're still getting quite a bit of work done. I think he was afraid that there were a lot of Lings on the other side of the map still, but I don't think he should have been. There was a very, very good shot that the Zerg player was droning up after he lost those Lings earlier. I mean, that's why the Adepts managed to get in, right? Anyhow. Right now, though, we have a 3rd Nexus secured right here for herO, and it looks like we're going into a Speed Prism, that's Gravitic Drive right over there, together with the Disruptor drop. So, Proxy Double Gateway, Cannon Rush with a Forge, Glaive the Depths with Oracles, into a Speed Prism with Disruptors. God, 2023 StarCraft 2 truly is a work of art, man. Honestly, the fact that Solar has been all over this so far, and he's been doing a fantastic job with his decision-making, just shows how good Solar really is. I always feel like Solar is the one who doesn't really get that much respect at the pro level. We all know he's good, but he hasn't won nearly as many tournaments as, well, for example, herO. At least, I don't think he has. I don't know, I feel like historically he's always gotten overshadowed a little bit by both Dark and Rogue, but Solar really is looking incredible here. So the fact that he just went for that Roach push, the fact that he sent those links across the map is giving him so much time. And look at that, he's already going for a Hive. So considering the circumstances, 9-minute Hive is actually insane. He's gonna be able to go straight into Vipers here, I would imagine. And so far, these Disruptors have done nothing. Good splits over here on the Queens. Okay, we're gonna kill one together with a drone, fair enough. The creep spread is looking quite respectable too, although I think if Solar were to analyze this replay, he's probably gonna disagree with me, but at least he's got his bases connected. In these crazy scenarios, it's really easy to give up on, well, things that seem quite trivial, but that turn out to be Absolute deal breakers in the end stages of a game. Okay, good cancel. Good cancel. Very lovely work. Honestly, Solar's been looking solid. There's a couple of players that I've been very impressed by recently, and Solar is one of them. Look at this Link Scout as well. Constantly trying to abuse little mistakes right here from herO. Lovely work. I've been very impressed by both Cure and Solar recently. And Solar in this match so far showing us that he's a world-class player. Maybe some of the Koreans are not putting in as much time anymore, but these guys are still practicing. I'm not sure, but... Anyways, this is really nice right here, though, from herO. Getting quite a bit of damage done. Stalker warping over there in the main base. Also good to see. So now you know what the follow-up is going to be, and immediately he fires up the adrenal glands. The problem with robo-based styles from herO is that Vipers, they counter, well, they counter the Prism, sort of, right? They counter the Disruptors, and they also counter the Colossi. So, Rogeling Ravager Bane is gonna be quite good against this Protoss army, assuming that the Vipers also do manage to abduct those Colossi and Disruptors in time. It's very hit or miss. You also have to make sure that you don't roll your Banelings into Archons, but at this point I don't think we have any of those just yet. The Speed Prism, I don't think it's really paid for itself just yet. I don't think the Disruptors really were that amazing of a choice. Okay. +1, by the way, is finishing up together with Adrenal Glands. When's the last time you've seen that? That is so funny. These two upgrades are... This is an early game upgrade, this is the ultimate upgrade, and for some reason they're being researched at the same time. Obviously, it's because of the circumstances of the game, but... Solar having his priorities in check, it seems. Either way, herO has gone for the 4th Nexus all the way up north. This is usually quite a difficult location to defend, but now the Vipers are available. Still though, herO's... Nicely done. herO's supply count here is looking solid. He doesn't have that many workers yet, but his army is huge. So 94 versus 114. Now the Vipers are out though. We do have High Templar. Yeah, so the High Templar have a skill called Feedback, of course. And Feedback is amazing against those Vipers. You're gonna have to hit them properly. As soon as the Vipers are taken out of the equation, I like this army for Protoss a hell of a lot better. Anyways, Solar right now maxed out. The Speed Prism here uses a Medevac, I guess, to boost forward and to scout a little bit. There's an Abduction, Abduction number 2, Abduction number 3, no feedbacks, nothing to be seen. I guess he's morphed him into an Archon right now. That Disruptor getting targeted down too. Good splits right there from Solar, trying to make sure that all of this goes down. He is fighting, however, under a Super Battery, and that is getting quite a bit of work done. Storm on the back of this right now too for herO. I think as far as pure army units go, this is... pretty good right here for the Zerg, but herO managed to hold on. I think that's the most important part. Does he have any more High Templar? No, he's warping in one of them right now. So even though Storm is going to finish up, we won't really have that much splash damage from those units just yet. I mean, with one High Templar, we can have a couple, I guess, but not that much. Baneling roll by over here as well, my god. Yeah, look at this, man. Solar, 470 average actions. What? 1,300? Okay. I haven't seen Solar in a little bit, okay? Maybe he installed like a 3rd mechanical arm of some sort. That would explain this, because he is playing out of his mind fast right now. Anyways, we're gonna continue onwards right here with the Baneling roll-by, and the Banelings are just putting in so much work. There's a couple of... No, one feedback right here, because there was only one Templar. He's prioritizing the Abduction on the Immortals, it seems. Banelings right now in the north of your screen, as well as the game, trying to blow up the Banelings. So far, not a whole lot of Banes... Or sorry, trying to blow up the Probes. So far, a lot of Banes have gone down, but not a whole lot of Probes. These Roaches and Ravagers... Oh my god. They're gonna trade out eventually, I would imagine. Yeah, they're gonna have to... Well, either trade out or back off. 12 probes right there have gone down in the end. 4th Nexus still available up north. The Queens were even thinking about coming across, but... Yeah, Solar, I don't think that was the nail in the coffin just yet. Fantastic micro right there, coming out of herO. Very spicy playstyle, very interesting approach. Really? We've got Storm, why do we... I think that was a mistake, actually. I should have not gone for that Archon. Anyways, with Storm, this would be really nice. herO very good at that unit control. This is the type of Protoss army that he plays better than anybody else. But normally, right, we don't have quite a quick hive. And it almost seems to me that herO was hoping that in the midst of all that chaos, Solar would forget about the hive tech. But he decided to go for a super fast hive, considering the circumstances. And Those Vipers have been worth their weight in gold. He's only got a couple of them, but they have been absolutely amazing. How many have gone down? Just a singular one so far. So these units abducting all of those heavy hitters from the Protoss. Absolutely amazing right here for the Zerg. Okay, more High Templar. I actually don't think you want to be going Archons here. Like, maybe a few Archons is good. Just to, you know, make sure the Banelings have something to roll into, but both Feedback as well as Storm is incredibly powerful here. Okay. Zealots over now in the Prism. The creep spread is looking respectable enough. He's going to be able to see this coming in from a mile away. So where are we going to go from here, Solar? Are we going to sit on this army that we have right now? I guess so. Unless Protoss decides to make a transition towards the capital ships, I don't think Solar is going to transition from his army right now. And honestly, in a game like this, I don't think that herO is really going to feel too comfortable. He does have a couple of very nice feedbacks. That's the move we want to see. Double feedback right there on the Vipers to take them out of the equation into an instant Archon morph. At the same time, though, I missed it on the camera. We did have Banelings rolling by up north. So that is 16 probes going down right there. And, you know, considering he lost a couple of Vipers for that, it's not a free trade, but it certainly was not a bad one either, as those Vipers are going to be able to accumulate a bit of energy once again. The standing army right here from herO is looking good enough, though, to push this all back. There's still that Archon here as well, just dropping the Archon right on top of Banelings. A Storm right over here as well to tell them to get off their lawn, but still, man, we have Baneling rollbys left, right, and center. Solar, man. This guy. He's so good. He's honestly so good. 524 average actions per minute in this game so far. Now keep in mind, it's obviously repeat rates and you know, rapid fire and all that. I get it, but it's very inflated, but it still is a very good indicator that he is looking good. Anyways, he's forced his opponent into an all-in right now. herO needs to win the game with the army that he's got right now. With storms like that, he may very well be able to manage. He's already killed the base down south. He's already killed the third right now too. Vipers have a bit of energy remaining, but not quite enough. Okay, they decide to abduct the... Oh, that was really cute. Decided to abduct the prism right there so the queens could shoot their final spines at that prism. Lovely work. Drones pulled away right now as well from the mineral line just to soak up a little bit of damage. The Archons are distracted fighting drones. Immortal over here a little bit exposed in the front. Good Stalker micro right here though, coming out of herO as he decides to blink aggressively forward into Zerglings. A lot of drones have gone down, but all that Solar really needs to do is just hold on. He still has 60 workers. He's got that base as well all the way in the top right-hand corner. And I think he's managed to do it. A couple of roaches. Look at that roach interception squad. These guys are so good. Next up, we find ourselves on altitude. Let's see, what's the plan? These guys, they kind of make me feel like I'm playing checkers when I'm playing StarCraft 2 1v1s and they're out there playing 4D chess. Couple of steps ahead of each other, but also of, well, the commentator. And I'm hoping the audience too, but maybe you guys are significantly more knowledgeable about the game than me. I hope they're also impressing you at the very least, because they certainly are impressing me. Anyways, we've got a more standard opener this time around from herO, but he has decided to go for a very quick probe scout. This is one of those moves. I'm a little conflicted by it. I never know if it's that great. I always sort of feel like it's not that great because, I mean, Solar was comfortable in the previous game, right? And this is the type of game where he's forced to go for his third base rather than his natural first. This is the type of game that he plays all day, every day. This is what he plays when he's playing ladder, when he plays custom games. This is what he sees all day, every day. The problem with forcing the third base out first is that rather than the first creep tumor from Zerg starting up right about over here, it's gonna start up right about over there. Right? Which really is significantly closer to the center of the map. And usually it does become a little bit tricky for Protoss to actually stop the creep spread. But then again, the drones that are gonna travel from the main base, they do have a little bit of travel time right there to the third base. But I do feel like it's one of those strategies that will fade in and out of popularity as time goes on. Because herO is committing quite a lot of economy here as well with just that single probe. I think that probe must have been pulled at like the 10-second mark. So every second that goes by, a worker in StarCraft 2 mines about 0.8 minerals. So this probe over here has effectively cost herO, like, you know, 100 minerals already. And has he really done 100 minerals worth of damage? I don't think he has. Anyhow, it's a little bit annoying. But it's definitely something Solar can deal with. Twilight Council. Stargate. Robo Facility. What's it going to be? We have a instant warp gate research right now from herO. Is he gonna cancel it? Yeah, look at Solar constantly rechecking as well. Is he gonna fly it back? He is gonna fly it back. So he wants to see whether or not the Cybercore upgrade is still spinning. That's a big indicator. It can only really be a Robo Facility or a Twilight Council. And it is gonna be a Twilight Council, but by no means the fastest possible one. Okay, so it's an Adept right over here. Together with a Stalker. Fair enough. Twilight Council opener on altitude. I don't think I love it. Nah. Don't get me wrong, I understand the irony of, you know, me complaining about it being a Stargate opener every single time. And, you know, in previous commentaries I've mentioned that I would really like to see some more variety. I'm glad to see some variety here. It's just that I do think that the Stargate opener is vastly superior. So what are we gonna make here? Are we gonna go straight Blink? 150 gas for Blink, 100 gas, and 100... What are we doing? Hello? Did he forget the upgrade? It could be a Dark Shrine as well, I suppose, but he needed to plant that... Now we're gonna go Glaives? Hold up, that Twilight Council was like 5 seconds late. Now the Glaives upgrade is also like, what, 10 seconds late? That adds up very quickly. Now, of course, there is a chance that Protoss is gonna hit an anti-timing, where Zergs don't assume that this is gonna be an option anymore, but... If Solar from the previous game is anything to go off of, I think he's gonna be sharp. Okay, so the question is always, right, as a Zerg, how many drones do you make? When do you make a lair? When do you add on your additional gases? Against the Glaives opener, you want to stick on one gas, you want to go for a Roach Warren, and you don't want to go lair. The main thing you want to do is still start up Spore Crawlers at about 430 or so, 440, to make sure you don't die against like Glaives into Dark Templar or something along those lines. Lovely little counter attack here already, by the way, coming up for Solar. So he knows the timing of the third Nexus. Honestly, really lovely move here. So the Adepts are currently on the other side of the map. We have a big warp in over here. Okay, well, the Zerglings run by the probe. I don't think that was ideal, but still, they managed to snipe it, so they shut it down. Let's see, how much damage can be done over here? He decides to commit. Okay. No Roaches available yet. Solar actually maybe hitting a bit of a supply block, accidentally making 5 Overlords at once. So maybe the crisis management was excellent in the previous game, but that is certainly not what he was hoping for. That's gonna allow those Adepts to deal a bit more damage. Yeah. I'm never a huge fan of these Adept pushes. I always kind of feel like the Adept pushes work against weaker Zergs like myself. But mostly because the Zerg is making an error. Nice little bit of micro right there from herO. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you see somebody like serO, misread observer. If you see somebody like serO deal with this sort of opener, he kind of makes the Glaives push look kind of foolish. Let me put it like this. I think if the players perfectly defend, Glaives shouldn't be able to deal any damage. And then suddenly you end up with a whole lot of... No, not this again. No, not this again. herO has done this before in quite a few games I've seen him play recently where... Okay, good crisis management. Where the front door is wide open. This is a theme in herO's games over the last, I want to say 2 months or so. Where... I'm not sure if he's all army hotkeying, but he is just not committed to keeping his main and his natural safe. I'm not exactly sure. It always feels a little funky to me. Shield battery is going to full. That being said though, yeah, we have a third Nexus, but for all intents and purposes, this is a 2-base all-in right here from herO. Link's still inside of the main base. Did they just run in again? Oh, I guess they must have. Okay, this is going to deal quite a bit of damage though, and that is honestly a very sloppy move right there from herO, who still does not have anything protecting over here. Anyways, we have a big fight over here at the front. These Immortals, man. Yeah, they are going to put in the work. If the Immortals are target firing down Roaches, they can damage so many of them. So it's 3 of these Immortal shots to kill 1 Roach. So 2 roaches, or sorry, 2 immortals is very nice to have right here. They're gonna, yeah, supplement each other very nicely. I don't think he's gonna commit with the shades. Nah, he wants to protect this to the best of his abilities. Zerglings once again going in for the counterattack. There's still nothing. Come on, herO. You're doing so well with this fight over here, but now the Zerglings just once more just run in. That may actually justify this defense right here from Solar, because honestly, this is a game-winning attack right here from herO if he micros this incredibly well, which so far he's doing. It would be, oh my god, it would be game-winning damage if he wouldn't lose 16 probes on the back of it too. Why? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't even know if he's using the all army hotkey. I don't think he is. No, he's got a couple of adepts right over there at the 3rd base. So, he's not using the all army hotkey. He's got, maybe he is, I'm not sure. Anyways, it's a very strange theme. It's a very strange addition to see part of herO's strategies right now. So, I think other than the 1 probe that got initially sniped to make the 3rd nexus, 23 of these workers did not need to go down. And imagine right now herO was sitting at 50-something probes, rather than 30-something. Then suddenly this push he would have gone for with the Glaive Adepts and the Immortals would have been amazing. Okay, maybe Solar got a little bit Overlord happy in this game. But I think the mistakes that herO has made so far are a little bit more significant. Then again though, this is still a very scary attack right here from the Protoss player, who now decides to shade on top of this. 3rd Immortal does pop out as well. I don't know if this shade was that great. Why are we hugging Roaches and Ravagers? Yeah, no, that wasn't good at all. Okay, well, there's still quite a healthy chunk of Protoss units left over. Still, 22 probes. Did we just let Zerglings in again? No way, herO. What? This is embarrassing. I mean, I am experiencing a little bit of embarrassment right now. This is absolute god tier gameplay in game number 1 into accidental 2010 mistakes in game number 2. Okay, well, maybe these Immortals can win the game, though. If this is gonna be a win right here for Protoss, oh my god, herO's literally at 0 workers. He's got no probes. Oh no, that is embarrassing. Oh, I introduced him as the best Protoss player as well in game 1, didn't I? So, yeah, there's 1 adept over here. herO can make 1 probe, but honestly, he needs to win the game with this. And I just don't see it happening. Yeah, maybe Solar's economy isn't great, but it's infinitely better than what Mr. herO has right now. Man, I really feel like 55 of the 56 workers did not need to go down in this game. Actually mental. We have a Spore Crawler over here and a Queen. But it doesn't matter. That must have been a rather painful loss right there from herO.